Hi Cancer, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we're doing love and a general reading for Cancer, so as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, let's see what's coming through for Cancer. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Temperance, Page of Wands, the Hanged Man, Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, the Emperor, and the final card would be Seven of Cups. Okay, so the heart of the reading is right here, and it's the Hanged Man. So I almost feel like this week, I feel like you're waiting for some type of new development to happen in your love life. I get that some of you are waiting to hear from someone where you might be feeling a little bit hopeless, like why hasn't this happened? There's literally confusion right here. It's the final card. I feel like you were confused about the direction that your love life is taken. Like why isn't something working out, or why hasn't something manifested yet? For some of you, it could have to do with communication, because the Page of Wands is right next to the Hanged Man. I feel like somebody's confused about their love life, like you don't quite know where you stand, either with your partner, or basically like you're not understanding like why you're not meeting a partner. You kind of feel like you're standing still, like you're in limbo. And I do feel like for some of you, you might be feeling you're in limbo because someone kind of has you in that energy. It might be that you're going back and forth. Someone doesn't know how they feel about you. It's just, I'm getting this feeling of just like wishy-washy energy. And I feel like you're stuck like right in the middle of it. It may or may not be you, but I feel like somebody doesn't quite know what someone else is thinking or what someone else is feeling. But let's take it one row at a time. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and Temperance. So, I mean, seeing the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, both of them are court cards. And some of you may actually feel a really strong pull towards someone who's an earth sign. Some of you might feel like this irresistible pull towards someone who is an earth sign this week. The Knight of Pentacles, to me, it does represent like new experiences and new people. I am hearing that doors are opening up for you this week. And like I said, some of you are already in like this weird energy of, where do I stand? How do they feel about me? And it could be that you know it's someone who is an earth sign, either sun, moon, or rising. But I did hear that doors are opening for you. So if you're kind of confused or unhappy where you are in your love life, I mean, look at what's going on right here. It could be that there's somebody new, you know, just kind of, you're going to be meeting new people and just kind of moving in a different direction from this like energy of being in limbo and being confused. Maybe even being someone else's like second choice. Because the Seven of Cups does mean sometimes that there's too many choices. There could be someone else that's coming into the picture that is really going to focus on you. It could even be two people. I mean, we do have two court cards right next to each other, the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. It could be that, yeah, I mean, see the Temperance card there? That is a major arcana. And Temperance, you know, it does have to do with don't do anything extreme and kind of self-restraint. I don't know. I even get the feeling that some of you might be torn between two partners, possibly even like two earth signs, and you're not sure what to do. Maybe you are attracted to both of them. Maybe you love both of them. Yeah, I definitely feel, not for everyone, but I do feel like some of you, like there's two people in the picture this week. And I feel like it's a difficult decision for you. Like you don't quite know like which one to choose. And they're just saying just to follow your heart. Okay, so let's move on to the next row here. We have the Page of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Six of Wands. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, I felt like there was this energy of like feeling stuck because you don't know where you stand somewhere in your love life. And I feel like for some of you, like either you're waiting to hear back from someone, like you've been hoping somebody calls you back, like an ex-partner. You're just waiting for some type of communication that's not coming. And you're still kind of feeling this energy this week. Now, what's interesting is that the Six of Wands is here, and the Six of Wands is the victory card. So I feel like for some of you, you get that phone call or that email or that text message from someone that you had been hoping to hear from, where you had been, you know, the hanged man. You had been hanging upside down, not, you know, wondering where this person is. Maybe you finally get some clarity about how the person feels about you. But also, you know, the Page of Wands is just kind of like excitement and change. So I feel like those of you who had been this energy of the hanged man, where there's really nothing going on in your love life, or it's just been a really kind of confusing, or, you know, like the stuck energy around your love life, something happens this week where you're able to get over this challenge, something exciting. There's finally, you know, something happening in your love life for the better. Now, moving on to this row here, we have the Seven of Wands, the Emperor, and the Seven of Cups. I just noticed that right now, Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups, with the Emperor right in the middle. Okay, they're telling me that this means something significant to someone out there. The Emperor, this could be someone who is older than you, someone who maybe is financially well off, someone who has a lot of stability, maybe someone who is somewhat like an authority figure, like someone powerful. But there's something weird going on around this person. And this might be, you know, it could be, you know, this person over here who's an earth sign, or this could be a message for someone else. This is important. The message that I'm getting, it's like this Emperor is confused. This man like doesn't know how to deal with what he's feeling. Like he's feeling a lot of things. I feel like the Emperor here is feeling really kind of emotionally confused. There's so many things going on inside of him, and he doesn't know how to deal with this. I mean, the Seven of Wands is here, so I feel like not only is he confused, but he's also feeling really insecure about something. The Seven of Wands means that you have to stand your ground, that you have to be brave, because there's someone or there's something that's intimidating you. So it could be that, I mean, you could be the Emperor, whoever's watching this reading. It could be that there's a lot of things going on inside of you about your love life. Maybe the person that you love or you're attracted to, you're confused. So many feelings are going on inside of you that you don't know how to deal with this. You're just emotionally overwhelmed. Not only that, but you're feeling somewhat insecure about your feelings or where you stand with this person. The Seven of Wands is always a message that you're not a victim, and it's always a message to be brave and for you to stand your ground. So I feel like this Emperor finally kind of braves up. He steps up to the plate, and he may declare his love for you. He may actually make his presence known if it's someone who had been admiring you from a distance. But I feel like this will not be easy. I just kind of sense that this Emperor, although he's, you know, in some way powerful, maybe financially well off, but emotionally he's not very stable, I get. And I get that he's insecure in some way. He doesn't quite know how to approach you. I mean, looking at the reading like this, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Seven of Wands, it could even be that this Emperor, you know, finally is pushed by spirit to do something. Maybe the Emperor has had you, I mean, it is lined up here. Even though you're not an earth sign, you're a water sign, but that doesn't mean anything. It could be that this Emperor has had you in this stuck energy where you don't really know what's happening. You're in limbo because of this person, and this would be you. And I feel like there's something that pushes this Emperor to maybe like step up and declare his love for you, or let you know that he's interested in some way. And it could be that something else changes in your life. The Knight of Pentacles, like I said, this could be someone who's an earth sign, but it could also be just like new people coming into your life, new experiences. It's like, you know, it's just like different, doors are opening up for you. That's what I had heard. This is creating, you know, a lot of excitement for you. And it could be that this person sees that going on in your life, is in some way like intimidated, and knows that I can't just sit here quietly anymore. I have to say something about how I feel or what I want from this person. They can't keep you in this energy of the Hanged Man where you're just kind of like in limbo wondering, you know, where do I stand with this person? I feel like there is some type of closure, or there is some type of like reveal from someone that you love, or someone that you're attracted to, or someone who's attracted to you that you're not aware of, is the message that I'm getting. And then over here, I feel like you're going to have to be open-minded. I feel like there will be something that pops up in your love life that you don't expect. And for some of you, I mean, based on what I just said over here, I feel like for some of you, it could be that this is like somebody tells you, somebody's honest with you, is what I'm hearing. Somebody, you know, the Ace of Swords does represent truth. It also represents clarity. This is a card of not having clarity, of being just kind of like all over the place emotionally. But like I said, I felt like this Emperor has some type of like epiphany, you know, and here it is, some clarity that finally makes them like speak up and say, you know, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I want. And it could be because, you know, he's pushed by spirit, whatever, but it could also be because there's someone else in the picture, someone else that comes along. And the Emperor can no longer afford to be quiet and kind of keep his feelings to himself, because he knows that if he does that, he or she, then they're going to miss out, because that means that you move on with someone else. So we have the 10 of Wands, the Lovers, 9 of Wands. Interesting, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands with the Lovers right in the middle. It's almost like it's speaking directly to this Emperor here that's surrounded by 7 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. There is like something magical that can happen for those of you watching this. The Lovers is a significant relationship. This is either your twin flame or your life partner. This is a marriage. But look at what's going on around it. 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands. It's like someone, this really ties in with the Hanged Man energy and the 7 of Cups. Someone is just kind of like exhausted. And I feel like you're exhausted from this Hanged Man energy of like, what in the world is going on with this person? What in the world is going on with my love life? Whenever I see this card, it seems like it's an uphill battle. Like no matter how hard you try, it's not happening, or it's not working. And I feel like somebody has gotten to the point where they are exhausted with trying. Exhausted with something. You're just fed up in some way. Yet there is like this exclamation mark right here that is screaming love. I feel like somebody has to take action. Then we have the 9 of Wands. I mean, this is like being fed up and just like the point where I don't really care anymore. I'm tired. This is the Nine of Wands, which is I have to protect myself. I have to have my guard up. I can't afford to be vulnerable to someone. And I feel like this is the energy of being like so conflicted emotionally and kind of all over the place and being unable to decide, make a decision. And this is just having to, you know, speak up like what the heck is going on inside of you. Say it. And so I feel like it's going to be a week where someone is kind of poked by the universe. It might be you, or it might be your romantic partner or your future romantic partner. Someone is tired. Someone has been stuck for a long time or being in limbo and not knowing what in the world is happening or what is true and what is not true. And like I said, this is just like somebody does not want to speak up. But I almost feel, and look at how this figure here, it looks like she's trying to like poke the emperor, like snap out of it. You know, we know that something is on your mind, something's going on inside of you, and now it's time to reveal those feelings or whatever it is. I mean, the relationship is here, love is here, but somebody is just kind of really exhausted. And like I said, I feel like there could be someone else that comes along with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Someone else might come along that finally makes someone notice you, finally makes someone reveal their feelings because they see that you're moving in a different direction. And this finally, you know, snaps them out of it. And so, you know, they finally realize that, hey, I have to reveal to, you know, so-and-so how I feel, or I have to fix this relationship because I'm losing this person. And I feel like, you know, you finally break out of this energy of the Hanged Man. Something exciting happens. You may get that phone call, that text message, that email, and this is the victory that you've been hoping for. Okay, Cancer, so that is all I have for your love reading. And now let's go ahead and move on to your general reading for this week. So we have the 8 of Coins, 7 of Coins, 7 of Cups, Page of Coins, the Sun, the World, Temperance, King of Cups, and Judgment. Interesting, Temperance, Judgment with the King of Cups right in the middle. As I did mention, you know, we had the Emperor here in the love reading, and I mentioned that the King of Cups should have been there, and now he is here. Okay, so the heart of the reading, and this is just, you know, general energies. I'm not really talking about love. I'm just seeing what energies and opportunities are around you this week. And the heart of the reading is the Sun. A message that I'm getting is that this week I feel like you will be much more energized. I feel like you will have much more clarity. There's positive energy around you. I feel like you're going to want to be around positive people. You're going to be more optimistic. I definitely feel like there's more opportunities as far as your finances and new ideas about your career. I feel like there's just like you're bringing in abundance this week. The doors are open. And I did say that in the love reading, but let's take it one row at a time. At the top, we have the 8 of Coins, the 7 of Coins, and the 7 of Cups. So the first card, you know, it's the 8 of Coins, and this is the work card. And when I look at this card, I kind of feel like somebody is examining their career. I feel like something like you're changing something about your career. It may not be that you're quitting, or, you know, maybe for some of you who are. I just feel like you're evaluating your job in some way. Like you might be changing the way that you do things. And this is resonating with me. You might be changing the way that you're doing things. I mean, especially with the 7 of Coins right next to it, because the 7 of Coins is really kind of like an energy of examining something carefully and being really detail oriented and kind of planning ahead for the future and looking at the past and kind of like comparing the past and the present to see, you know, what you want to accomplish in the future. And we had this like really kind of positive message right here. I feel like some of this has to do with your career. Like those of you that are maybe are in a career that you don't really enjoy, it's not bringing you any, abundance. You might be, changing careers. And for those of you that maybe you are happy what you're doing, I feel like, like a light bulb goes off and you're getting ideas about how to make things better, what to change. Inspiration is what I'm hearing. And then we have the Seven of Cups up there right next to the Seven of Coins. And the Seven of Cups is confusion, too many choices, being emotionally overwhelmed. And I do feel like for some of you that are in a job where it's not a healthy environment, maybe there's no opportunities for advancement. I mean, the key word for this week is like positive energy and abundance. If you're somewhere in a job or even in a home, I don't know, I'm getting that message as well, where you don't belong, there's going to be feelings that come up. So pay attention to any feelings that you get about, wanting to change something or wanting to leave a situation. I feel like there's going to be a lot of brainstorming and thinking and comparing what's going on in your life. But I am getting especially your career, maybe even your finances. We do see the man in the card here, and he looks like he's really thinking. I do feel like for some of you, like you may be looking at your finances and maybe adjusting something about the way you spend your money, or you may be looking at your career, like I said, and realizing that something needs to change. I feel like you're being inspired. For some of you, it's not a negative thing. You're being inspired by the Seven of Coins to do something, in a much better way, to make things easier for you. But I feel like there's some type of confusion, like should I or shouldn't I? And I feel like you go back and forth. But I feel like emotionally, like that is the correct message. Whatever feelings you're getting about your finances or your career, this is the right decision for you. Now here we have the Page of Coins, the Sun, and the World. Now it's interesting that the Seven of Coins and the Page of Coins are both here, because to me these are very similar energies. The Page of Coins, it means like, really kind of looking at things very carefully. I mean, seeing now that we have the Sun and the World together side by side, I feel like you're making some type of big change this week, where you're kind of closing the chapter of something in your life. And for some of you, yes, it does have to do with your career, or it has to do with struggling with your finances. Perhaps there's a new idea coming in, looking for a new job, or changing the way that you are making money. Now, I don't know, I'm getting different messages, but I feel like this is positive because of the World, but they're asking you here to really kind of pay attention to what is going on. Like I said, I mean, look at what's going on here. Seven of Coins, Seven of Cups, Page of Coins. This is, like I said, this is confusion, being emotionally overwhelmed, and may even being torn over choices. And this is telling you, like, be logical. Even though it's not the suit of air, the suit of coins, it's telling you kind of do your planning. And this is the same message. Do your research. I feel like in some way you may feel like you're not emotionally connected to something anymore. It could be your career. It could be where you live. It could be your love life. Pay attention to those feelings. They're saying here, look, don't ignore what's going on inside of you. Look at all the details so that you don't miss something. I feel like there's a message for you this week, but it's coming through in your feelings. Now, the sun, like I said, abundance, positive energy, you're really kind of feeling optimistic. You don't want to settle anymore. And the only way for you to see the abundance, I feel like for some of you, is to pay attention to what your feelings are telling you, where they are guiding you. And they're guiding you here towards some type of victory. I mean, the world, it's the ultimate victory card. It's a card of kind of graduating from one phase in your life to another. For some of you that, graduation might be that you're no longer struggling financially, that you're no longer in a job that isn't really promising anymore. And when I see this card, I feel like you've conquered something, like I'm getting the phrase conquering the world. I feel like you've overcome a big challenge because you have paid attention, and now like this door opens to much more positive energy. Now down here we have Temperance, the King of Cups, and Judgment. So, I mean, the King of Cups, that could be you. I mean, this is a water sign. And, I mean, we have the King of Cups next to Temperance and Judgment. So Judgment is a new beginning. This is a new life. This is kind of like Spirit intervening in your life to help you, especially when this card usually comes up when you've been in a not so positive place and you need help from the universe, you need help from Spirit. You're being given a second chance to have abundance. And kind of looking at the reading like this, here's a second chance in your beginning, abundance and prosperity in your beginnings, in your career. So I feel like for some of you, like there's something really positive going on in your career. Looking at the reading like this, I feel like Temperance, like I said, this is a card of self-restraint, saying don't do anything extreme. I don't know, I even feel like someone may be like really conflicted about either their finances or their career, or even I have to, bring in relationships because it's a suit of coins. And it could be that you're really like, it could be any of these things. Since this is a general reading, I don't want to just say it's career, finances. It could even be a relationship, even though I did a love reading. And I feel, with the Temperance card, they're saying some of you might be willing, some of you might want to do something drastic, and they're asking you to pay attention to the details. And I feel like that whatever you're planning on doing, I feel like it's something like settling, because that's the feeling that I'm getting. Sticking around somewhere where you're not happy anymore, you're feeling very emotionally disconnected, and they're saying pay attention to those details. You have that message twice. So I feel like here, like they're saying you're having thoughts of maybe throwing in the towel, giving up on something. This could even be your career, it could be school, it could be a relationship. But I mean, here is a new beginning, and here is you. I mean, you're right in the middle, since you are the water sign, you're being told here is your new beginning. Here is the next chapter in your life. Yes, you're confused, you're going through a lot of things emotionally, but don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything crazy that you can't take back. That's always the message of Temperance. This is like doing something, like I said, that you say something or you do something that you can't take back, like quitting your job when you don't have anything else lined up, or ending a relationship and then like figuring out that you were just having a bad day, you made a wrong decision. I feel like there's something like that going on this week. But I also feel like your eyes are being open to possibilities, to abundance, to something that's really going to move you, like I said, to the next chapter in your life. Okay, so I will end this reading here. I hope you enjoyed it. Much love and bless. Bye-bye.